Benson for the point. Back to Benner through the block and down. Field goal. Back to Bass. He'll look to fire deep and intercepted. Stretchy diving. He's in.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome to Fargo South High School tonight. It's high school football on the air, 11A East Region football tonight between the Fargo South Bruins and the Devils Lake Firebirds here on this Friday, October the 15th. I'm Chase Miller with you here, and this is our Irie Insurance pregame show. And the Devils Lake Firebirds and the Fargo South Bruins are tangling tonight in what is a position for a little playoff battle here in East Region play. Devils Lake at 3-2 in the conference, 4-3 on the season. South at 2-5 overall, and 2-2 in conference play. The Wahpeton Huskies defeated Devils Lake a week ago tonight at Devils Lake. The Huskies scored 14 points of the game in the fourth quarter in a game of contrasting styles as Devils Lake had 47 rushes for 265 yards, while Wahpeton passed for 319 yards and only rushed the ball 60 for 66 yards. Devils Lake quarterback Benjamin Heilman was 6 of 17 for 55 yards, a touchdown and 2 interceptions, while adding a lot on the ground. 26 rushes for 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged just over 7 yards per pop for Devils Lake in their loss against Wahpeton by 7. Now for Fargo South, the Bruins lost against Fargo Davies 33-7 at Davies High School a week ago. Tonight, Kobe Jones had 11 tackles, while George Hansgard had 1 reception for 52 yards and a touchdown. The sophomore quarterback Kobe Nissen passed for 94 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Fargo South since 1975 against Devils Lake, 21-1. They've won 17 straight against the Firebirds. Last win for Devils Lake, October 20th of 1995, in which Devils Lake won 7-6. It's senior night here as they're honoring some of the seniors at center at midfield here at Fargo South High School as we're inching closer to the opening kickoff. That'll be at around 7 o'clock. Tonight it is the Irie Insurance pregame show for all of your insurance needs. Visit Irie online at IrieINS.com. Still to come here, we'll take a look at their starting lineups alongside, get to the EDC standings or the East Region standings, or out-of-town scoreboard. And coming up next, we're going to sit down with Fargo South head coach. That's Tyler Koslitz. The Devils Lake Firebirds and the Fargo South Bruins. Fargo South on the year. They sit at 2-2 in East Region play, 2-5 on the season for Devils Lake, 4-3 overall, and 3-2 in East Region play. We're back after this with head coach Tyler Kozel here on your live event.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information and how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Back on our Irie Insurance pregame show here at Fargo South Bruins, and alongside the Devils Lake Firebirds with us here is Fargo South head coach Tyler Kozel on senior night. And Tyler, we'll get to the seniors here in a moment, but the leaves are turning. It finally feels like fall a little bit out there now for high school football. And I think because of that, taking a look at where everyone is in the standings with yourself, with Wapaton, with Red River, Central, and your opponent tonight in Devil's Lake, does it kind of feel like already a playoff game entering this game against the Firebirds, Tyler?
Oh, 100%. We told the kids on Monday, even the last week, it's playoff time for us. We got to win every single game moving forward here. Obviously, playoff positions all the way up in the air. So we have to go out and execute, play well tonight to get the win. And our kids have been focused all week, so we're excited to see what they can do.
A 1-2 punch for Devils Lake with their quarterback and Ben Heilman in terms of a dual threat. Obviously, Hofstad on the outside, Drew at wide receiver. He's had a nice season. I know it's not just those two, but what stands out on tape so far when you've looked at the Firebirds, Tyler?
Yeah, they got good athletes all the way around the board. And, I mean, they've got some guys that could be targets that they have in there, but Heilman's where it starts with. He's been running the ball really well, been throwing it. So we got to know where number 10's at and what he's doing, take care of him tonight. And, again, just with our group, we got to execute on our end. So that's the biggest thing, where we got to limit their possessions and execute on our possessions and see how it goes from there.
For Devils Lake, just looking at some of their box scores, I know stats don't always say everything. Sometimes they lie a little bit or vice versa, as you know as a coach, Tyler. But does it start up front in terms of the run game with the Firebirds on a defensive side tonight for Fargo South?
Yeah, for sure. Everything's kind of been going through there, and they've been hitting some big plays over the top. Kind of lull you a little bit, and Heilman will run hard, and they got some backs that will run hard too. So definitely with our defensive line, we got to be ready to go up front. And we've said that the last few weeks. It's whoever's going to win up front is going to win the football game. So there's nothing going to be different tonight.
When we talked back in August, I know you talked about this year being a growth, getting a lot of kids that maybe didn't have Friday night lights before, playing some underclassmen, but also it's senior night. So these guys have been through the rigors before. They understand what it means. Some years you get a 20 senior class, some years you're down to 5. Just kind of depends. What has this senior class meant to you, Tyler, in just terms of what they brought to this program and also this year?
They're a great group of kids. I mean, they started out with a small group coming in, and we still have a small group, but they've worked their tails off, done what they expected. A few of these guys didn't have any experience coming in the season, so they've grown so much, and they've been good leaders and kind of showing our younger guys the way. And we've had to play a lot of sophomores, so it's been good with them to kind of pick guys up and seeing the growth of those younger guys through there, and that's a great reflection on these seniors. And we got one last hurrah tonight, so they're excited and ready to go.
Last thing for you, what do you want to see tonight from your squad? What's it going to take to get 4 12-minute quarters, try to get a win, which obviously would be really big in a playoff scheme, but what is it going to take here tonight from a Bruins side?
The biggest thing is we just got to finish plays. We've been playing solid on defense all the way through. Offensively tonight too, we got to move the ball well. We've been moving the ball well in between the 40s. It's just we got to finish our drives, and that's the biggest thing. Can't rely on a big play. We need to go on some drives. And again, like I said, it starts up front. So our offensive line, we're going to count on them to either run block or pass pro, give us some time to get guys open downfield, and we're going to try to establish the run game early. And then defensively, we just got to alignment, assignment, and effort. That's what we grade them on, so we just got to keep going that route. And I know our guys are ready to play, so we're excited to go.
Hey, Tyler, as always, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck against Devils Lake tonight.
All right, thanks, Chase.
That, again, head coach of the Fargo South Bruins, Tyler Koza, with us here on our Irie Insurance pregame show. A couple of stats and nuggets for you. Fargo South this season just has scored over double digits once this year. They're averaging 8 points per game defensively. They're giving up 22 on the opposite side for the Devils Lake Firebirds, a squad that's averaging 20 points per game defensively. They're giving up 19. The Firebirds 0-3 this season when they give up 22 or more points, but they're undefeated when they give up under 22 here for Devils Lake. The Firebirds at 4-3 again, 3-2 in East Region play. Fargo South at 2-5 and 2-2 in the conference. When we come up next, we'll take a look at what's ahead for the Firebirds and the Bruins to close out the regular season next week. A couple of games will be throughout the week, either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, depending on the schools and the schedule for next week. So for some of these teams, this will be the final Friday night game of the regular season before the playoffs start 2 weeks from today. When we come back on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll take a look at the latest polls and the QRF rankings and your out-of-town scoreboard. That's all still to come before the opening kick and the starting lineups. It's Fargo South and Devils Lake on your live event.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Going to NDSCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Final segment on our Irie Insurance pregame show as we're inching closer to kickoff here from Fargo South High School between the South Bruins and the Devils Lake Firebirds on senior night. And fans, the Bruin Booster Club is a proud supporter of all the Fargo South activities. They thank their corporate sponsors of Gate City Bank, Sanford, Midco, and First International Bank for their continued support. To become a Bruin Booster Club member today or to find out more information, click on the Activities tab on the Fargo South homepage website and then click on Booster Club. East Region standings entering play tonight. Fargo North at 5-0 in the conference. They have a non-region tilt with Fargo Davies this evening at North. Wahpeton at 3-2 in the conference. The same with the Devils Lake Firebirds. Wahpeton currently underway as they're hosting Turtle Mountain. That game kicked off at 6 o'clock. And then you have Fargo South at 2-2. Red River at 2-3. They play at Fargo Shanley tonight from Sid Cichy Stadium. Grand Forks Central at 1-3 at Valley City. If Central loses to Valley City tonight, we know that 5 teams in the East would make the postseason with Red River, South, Devils Lake, Wahpeton, and North. If Central wins tonight, and then kind of looking at this outcome here with Devils Lake and South, that'll make things a little bit more interesting next week in the East region. But for Fargo South, they can clinch a spot officially in the playoffs, even if they lose tonight, barring the outcome again of Grand Forks Central and Valley City as the regular season wraps up next week. Earlier this week, or on Thursday night, St. Mary's defeated Dickinson 34-0 in the Queen City, and Williston over Watford City by a final of 14-7. So that's a look at your East Region standings and your out-of-town scoreboard. QRF entering play from October the 11th. Bismarck St. Mary's the number 1 team in the state with North number 2, Jamestown 3, and Wahpeton at number 4. Devils Lake number 5 in the QRF with Dickinson 6, Red River 7, and Fargo South number 8. A little bit different this year. Instead of just doing the East and the West, you get your 4 teams from the East, you get your 4 teams from the West. Seeds 1 and 2 would host. With the QRF and the unbalance in the regions, they are going to go to QRF to determine who the seeds are here in the postseason in 2021. That does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show. Kickoff and alongside the starting lineups is next. It's Fargo South and Devils Lake in 11A East Region football on your live event.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton, or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
As we get ready for the starting lineups here in a moment between Fargo South and Devil's Lake, the opening coin toss was won by the Firebirds, and they will receive to start this contest off for 12-minute quarters between Fargo South and Devil's Lake. Taking a look at the Firebirds so far this year with wins against Valley City, Red River, Turtle Mountain, and Grand Forks Central. They started with the loss against Grafton, won 4 consecutive games in their last 2. They lost against North and Wahpeton at home, 35-14 and 28-21. Devils Lake will close out the year a week from tonight in Devils Lake against Jamestown. For the Fargo South Bruins, we'll take a look at their schedule throughout the night. Taking a look at Devils Lake, as they'll go like this at left tackle, Simon Beach, the 5'10 junior at 225. Brady Boomersbach, the 6'1 sophomore at 245. Nathan Larson, the sophomore center at 5'11, 5'8 at 211. You have the right tackle of Jay Clemsrud, a 5'10 senior at 210, and James Charbonneau, the 5'8 senior at 158. Tight end of Gangemeyer at 6'3 at 165 junior. Caleb Schneider, the wideout, alongside with Drew Hofstad. Hofstad, a 5'11 sophomore, leads the squad with 23 receptions, 541 yards, and 8 touchdowns. You have the wingback of Dylan Hintz, running back of Race Brown, the 5'10 junior, and Ben Heilman, the senior, 6 foot at 175. He's thrown for 859 yards and rushed for 565. For the Fargo South Bruins defensively, they'll run a 4-3-4. Defensive ends of Cole Kagba. Kagba, a 6'1 sophomore with 25 tackles on the season. Tyler Christensen, the 5'11 junior at 210 at 29.5 tackles. Defensive tackles of Christian Skipple and Brody Anderson. Skipple, the 6'4 senior. Anderson, the sophomore. Zach Thomason, outside linebacker with Dorian Sanis, with the inside linebacker of Kobe Jones. Corners of Will Locker and Jack Corbel. The free safety of Neo Muchamenza, Eve, and then you have Seth Kessel at strong safety, the 5'11 senior here for the Fargo South Bruins. Devils Lake on the year, averaging 20 points per game offensively with 280 yards of total offense, 157 of those coming on the ground with a $123 through the air. Defensively for the Firebirds, they are giving up 19 points per game, 284 yards of total offense, 148 rushing against the Firebirds. This history between these two teams, kind of a on-again, off-again relationship. Their last meeting was in 2016 when Devils Lake was in the EDC in Class 3A football. Fargo South won 14-6 on September the 30th. The 30th of 2016. The Bruins, though, have won 17 straight in the series. They played every year from 1996 to 2006, and they played every year as well from 2011 to 2016. The last win, though, for Devils Lake, going back to playing every year during that winning streak for the Bruins again from 96 to 06, and from 2011 to 2016. The last win for Devils Lake came on October the 20th of 1995 against the Fargo South Bruins. Tom Lambrick, the head coach for the Firebirds, earlier in the week, talked about some of the things he likes about his football team and what they've shown this year, some of the resiliency that they've battled through injuries and bring the next guy kind of mentality up here. Ben Heilman, someone who's a dual threat, and kind of says that you have to account for him at the quarterback position because defensively you just can't focus on one wide receiver or one running back when Heilman's out there. And also mentioned that Fargo South, a lot of talent, big up front, and if you miss someone on the outside, talking about the speed of a Corbel or a Cascella, or if you get Jones in space for Fargo South, that they could kind of go and take one big. So those were some of the comments by head coach Devils Lake Tom Lambrick when we had a conversation with him earlier in the week. The Fargo South Bruins will be kicking off from the left to right, or how you see it, from the south to the north end zone here, as we get ready to get things underway just after 7 o'clock here on a Friday night. Also, make sure you check out our website at yourliveevent.com. High school playoff football tomorrow down in Waimea at 1 o'clock. It's the Waimea Lidgewood Warbirds against Findlay Sharon Hope Page Spartans in the opening round of the 9B playoffs. Tomorrow here on your live event as well, EDC volleyball, a good one. Two teams in the top 4 of the conference, West Fargo and Fargo Davies from Fargo Davies High School. That'll be at 12:30. Putting this one on the tee for the Fargo South Bruins, a really good junior kicker, Landon Dockin. Dockin handles the kicker, the PATs, field goals, and alongside the punting duties. He's already made a couple from 40-plus yards on the season. Not too bad of a night, little crisp, little fall in the air, but nothing too bad or too breezy. Just put another layer on as we get ready to get things underway. Opening kick at 7:03 here on a Friday. This one end over end. That goes into the end zone, automatic touchback as Drew Hofstad just sees that one go through. And for Devils Lake, they will start at the own 20-yard line to open this game here for the Firebirds. Devils Lake Firebirds will come out. Those road white uniforms. They will have one regular season game left at home after tonight, going up against the Jamestown Blue Jays to close out the regular season. But this will be their last East Region game, going up against Fargo South. As Heilman will come out with one wide receiver split out either side, a little bit of a wing back underneath. Heilman, play action, rolls right-hand side, fires this one incomplete. Looking for Drew Hofstad on the outside on a 10-yard out route right at the sticks at about the 30-yard line. And Fargo South will see it first down and 10 to 2nd and 10. The Bruins defense this year been pretty stingy, giving up 22 points per game, but offensively, Fargo South, if you talk with head coach Tyler Kozel throughout the year, he would just say it's been more of the turnovers and putting their defense in short and non-manageable positions to try to get off the field and not give up some points. Shotgun formation. This one going to be a direct handoff, and Heilman tries to get a cut in. He's not going to get anywhere back to the 20-yard line. Loses 1 yard from the far official here. Makes it 3rd down and 11 upcoming for the Devils Lake Firebirds. One thing, too, for Fargo South, just some of the starts that they've had against West Fargo, Fargo North, just kind of been trailing throughout the game. Haven't played with the lead too much so far this year. For Devils Lake, 3rd down and 11 here for the Firebirds. Ball will be at the far hash. They will need their own 30 for the first down. As Newton goes to the right-hand side, trips the near side. Shotgun for Heilman. Fargo South is going to bring 5. Heilman has some time. Pocket collapses, and Heilman's going to get drugged down in the backfield. Thomason comes in there on the sack for Fargo South. Zach, the 6'2 junior. They bring the pressure. They get to the QB, and that'll be a loss of 6 yards and 4th and 17 upcoming here for the Firebirds. They brought the pressure, got 5-on-5, and able to corral the pocket a little bit there. Is coming on to kick this one off now will be Gage Meyer. The punter also handles the kickoffs. 32 punts on the year, averaging 30.5 per punt. This one, a wobbler down the near side, will take a roll at the 36, roll to about the 37 and close to the 40-yard line. And that's where Fargo South will handle it for the first time tonight for the Bruins offense inside Firebird territory. So 10:26 left to play in this first half. Fargo South will have it at the Firebird 38-yard line. We'll see if the Bruins, what they can muster up here with Kobe Jones is back at the running back spot. You got Sanis in the backfield with him with Kobe Nissen. One wide receiver split out either side. Devils Lake with a little 3-4 front. Handoff Jones. Jones able to split it out to the outside. Has the first down to the 30, 25, 20. Look out Jones. 15, 10. Jones end zone touchdown. Fargo South. That goes 38 yards in the first play from scrimmage, and welcome back the senior Kobe Jones on senior night for Fargo South for 38 and a score. The Bruins take an early 6-0 lead. One play from scrimmage, they put Sanis in alongside Jones in the back. The left tackle, Skipple, was able to get a little bit of the edge and get the first down and some, as coming on for the kickoff duty will be Donkin here for Fargo South. But Donkin right now looking out there, and they need the guy to hold the ball. Play clock down to 6, now down to 5. See if Fargo South can get this one off with Wolf. Wolf able to get the hold down. The point after attempt is good. So 3 and out on defense, and the first play from scrimmage goes 38 yards to the Bruins, and Fargo South with a 7-0 lead in the opening minutes. The Bruins will have the kickoff when we come back here on your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
If you're an Ada business, you may.
As we're back here on your live event, 38-yard touchdown by the tailback, and Kobe Jones gets his first rushing touchdown of the year. Has been battling a little bit of an injury bug since the Fargo North game, and Coach Tyler Coleslow just had to slowly but surely try to get him to this point of the season, trying to be about as healthy as possible. And Fargo South takes an early 7-0 lead. Devils Lake will have their second possession here after the Donkin right-footed end-over-end kick, and this one will be close to the goal line, and it'll actually hit out the one going to the end zone for a second. And Devils Lake right now has a running lane. That's with Hofstad. Hofstad to the 40. Hofstad gets pushed out of bounds by Donkin at midfield. So that one hit about the 1-yard line, almost went into the end zone. And again, if it goes in the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. Hofstad takes the big hop off the carpet, then finds a little running lane right at the hash and able to break it out to the outside for a great start here for the Devils Lake Firebirds. So seeing some fireworks early in this contest. Devils Lake will handle it at their own 47-yard line. After a 3-and-out, we'll see if that's a little shot in the arm the Firebirds were looking for here, as they'll handle it in a shotgun formation. Motion man going left to right across here for Devils Lake. Handoff, this one goes to Brown. Brown tries to get the outside, and coming in on the tackle there was Anderson. Anderson able to come through there for Fargo South. Brown gets close to midfield, just shy of the 50-yard line. Makes it 2 yards, makes it second down upcoming here for Devils Lake. Firebirds we'll have one wide receiver to the near side here in Houston. Braden, the 5'10 senior. One split out right-hand side. Fargo South with 4 down linemen. Heilman checks the line, makes sure everyone is perfect. Motion man coming across. And we're going to have play clock was at 7 seconds, but it looks like the indication is a false start here on Devils Lake's first penalty of the game for either club. Also go 5 yards against the Firebirds. Second down upcoming here for Devils Lake. Ball will be spotted back between the 44 and 45-yard line for the Firebirds. Tom Lambrick, the second-year head coach, 11 years with the program, 7-10 overall record as the head coach here for Devils Lake. I formation this time. Fargo South with 5 men at the line. Play action. Heilman has some time to throw. As he does, he zips it into the flat. Incomplete. Bryce Volk was the intended receiver there at about the 50-yard line. Brings up third down upcoming here for Devils Lake. Heilman 0 for 2 early in the contest. Had some time to throw. Just a little bit climbed the ladder. And now for Fargo South Bruins, a chance here for their second time of this quarter in the game to try to get off the field on a 3rd and long. And for the Devils Lake Firebirds, 17 seconds on the play clock here as they get the play in from the far side. Caleb Schneider, the 5'10 senior, with 8 receptions, 133 yards, gets the play call to come in. 5 seconds now at the play clock, down to 4. You have quads to the near side. We got a timeout on the field. This will be by Devils Lake to save a delay of game. 3rd down and long, and we come back here on your live event early in the first quarter. Bruins are up early here on the Firebirds on your live event.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information and how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
Back here on your live event after the timeout taken by the Firebirds. That's their first of the half. We'll see what they can drop for 3rd down and long. They will need the Bruin 42 for the first. You got trips to the left, twins to the right-hand side. Fargo South brought pressure last time on 3rd and long. This time they'll bring 5 as well in the delay blitz. Heilman has to roll out of the pocket. Heilman gets to the 40-yard line, then Heilman gets wrapped up in the backfield. This will be a sack and a tackle for loss as well. Coming down the tackle, Dorian Sadness, the outside linebacker. That goes all the way back to the 39-yard line for a 6-yard loss. And right now, Fargo South able to time up the blitzes at the right time and brings a 4th down. And for the Devils Lake Firebirds, they'll have to come on and punt one more time in this contest. For Devils Lake in the opening couple minutes, see one play goes 38 yards for Fargo South, a couple of 3-and-outs. Right now just need to get their footing a little bit. If you're Fargo South, a chance to get the ball and then have a opportunity to try to get up by 2 scores early in this first quarter. Here's the kick that'll bounce at the 32. That'll stop at about the 31-yard line for a punt of just about 30 yards here for the Firebirds. Fargo South gets a couple of 3-and-outs to start this contest as they'll take over now for the first time at their own territory at the 31-yard line on their second possession with 8:27 left to play here in quarter number 1. Awfully good contest going on tonight at West Fargo Cheyenne in AA football. Bismarck Century with the longest winning streak in the state after Langdon loss against Hillsborough Central Valley at 28 games going up against Cheyenne. Those two teams have met in the Dakota Bowl Championship in Class AAA the last couple of years. This is a handoff. Jones puts the foot right in the ground, and Jones has another crease to the 40, and he slithers his way to about the 44-yard line. Tate Estenson in on the tackle, but not before Jones is able to get a healthy 14 yards. Jones now 2 carries for 52 yards and a touchdown here for Fargo South. Christian Skipple, the left tackle for the Bruins. You have Mateo Graywind at left guard. Caden Nielsen, the center at 6 foot, a senior at 280. Tyler Christensen at right guard and Andrew Weber at right tackle. Devils Lake, 5 men at the line. This is a low snap. Nissen now just trying to do something with a low snap and is actually able to get a yard on that particular play. So Nissen, his first carry of the night. Tight end of Reese Kessel here for the Bruins alongside with Seth Kaskela at wide receiver and George Hansgaard, the wideout. We'll see Jack Corbel throughout the game out there as well, who leads the Bruins with 301 yards receiving. Dorian Sadness at fullback and Kobe Jones at tailback with the sophomore Nissen at the quarterback spot. Twins to the near sideline here. Motion man right to left is Corbel. This will be a QB keeper. Nissen is able to get to the 45, and that's about it. 1-2 combination on the tackle here for Devils Lake. Tate Essenson was in on that one alongside with him for the Firebirds. James Charbonneau, the 5'8 senior, able to come in. Brings up a 3rd down and long here. Nissen 2 carries for 1 yard. For Devils Lake up front, Clemens Ruud, the defensive end, alongside you got Simon Beach up front and David Campbell. Rolled some players through with linebackers of Gage Meyer and Heilman. Essison and Brown at the inside spot. Corners of Hofstad and Bryce Volk, and the safeties of Schneider and Hintz here for Devils Lake. Firebirds defense forces a 3rd and 9, a passing situation. Kessel catches it, makes a man miss. Kessel to the 40, 35, 30, and taken down at the 25-yard line. Kessel able to get almost 30 yards on the pitch and catch. They'll mark him down at about the 26, it looks like. So a healthy play of 28 yards. First catch of the night goes to the big tight end, and Kessel for 28. And going back to what head coach for Devils Lake, Tom Lambert, kind of said, if you make a man miss going up against Fargo South in this offense, tight end wide receivers, they could hurt you. They did there with Kessel. This one, Sadness able to bounce it between Christensen and Weber at the right guard and right tackle spot, and able to get to the outside. Wrapped up on the play, Sam Inget and also Tate Essenson were there, but Sadness able to get about 4 yards on the rush. Sadness on the season when Jones went down with injury. Sadness was the main feature back then, a sophomore at 6 foot with 389 yards rushing and averaging 6 yards per pop. Explosive is a word that comes down when you talk about Sadness, who's back in the backfield with Jones. Jones up the middle, has a lane. Jones able to get to the 10-yard line, trying to get out of one tackle. He does. Caleb Schneider gets out of the tackle there by Jones over Schneider, but then coming in and giving him a bear hug late as Boomersbach. But that's going to be a healthy run yet again here for Fargo South. That of 15 yards for Jones, already 3 carries on the night for Kobe, as he's able to have 67 yards. One wide receiver split out either side. Corbel near sideline on the far side's hands guard. Come out again with Jones and Sadness. This one QB keeper by Nissen. Nissen puts the helmet down in the end zone. Touchdown, Fargo South. A 5-yard rushing score by the sophomore quarterback, and the Bruins now lead it 13-0 midway through this first quarter. 3 carries, 6 yards, and a touchdown here for Nissen. That drive able to go 2 minutes, make that 3 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. Goes 69 yards down the field, and here comes the point after attempt with Landon Dawkin. High snap, clean hold, right-footed kick by Dawkin. And that one's good. New score. 5:07 left to play in the first quarter. Fargo South 14, Devils Lake scoreless. It's 11A East Region football here on your live event.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information at how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with Your Live Event.
back here at Fargo South High School. The Bruins able to go down the field and muster a 5-yard touchdown, 2 possessions, 2 scores for Fargo South, 2 possessions and 2 3-and-outs for the Devils Lake Firebirds. Docking an end over end kick and another opportunity here for Hofstad. Hofstad has it at the 10 to the 15, makes a man miss, gets to 20, tries to cut back in, spins off a 1 Bruin and gets close to about the 25-yard line here for Devils Lake. The Firebirds have started at the 47 and their own 20-yard line so far for their first 2 possessions, and this one will be right at the 25 for the Firebirds. Devils Lake just needs trying to get a little offensive rhythm going right now, being down 14-0. A different spot here for Fargo South in terms of what the season's been, going up against the Davies and the West Fargos of the world. Name of the team kind of trailing early and trying to play a little catch-up, so roles reverse here for the Bruins. For the Devils Lake Firebirds, their last 2 games, 2 quality clubs in Fargo North and Wahpeton, came up a little bit short. Now on the road here in Fargo at South tonight. Heilman rolls right-hand side. Heilman looks down the field, continues to have a little bit of time, then throws a one-hopper into the dirt. We do have a flag back at about the 24-yard line. And this one might be on the holding variety here. Devils Lake with 1 penalty on the night. Fargo South so far with none in the opening quarter. And we'll get a face mask against the Fargo South Bruins. So this will be from the spot of the foul. And we'll see what kind of variety it looks like to just be the 5-yard variety here. So we'll replay first down, 1st and 5 now for Fargo South's defense going up against the Firebirds. And for Devils Lake, you'll take anything to kind of get that ball going to the opposite end zone, trying to get to that north to south end zone here. See what they can do on this shotgun formation. 1 wide receiver right-hand side is Sam Inget. Tight end spot, Fargo South showing pressure up the middle. They will bring 5. Quick screen in the near sideline, Hofstad. Hofstad is going to get taken down at the 27-yard line. This one will be on the boundary. Just kind of taken down like a rodeo style there on that one. Able to a couple yards on the loss there. Back to the 29 they'll mark it. So 2 yards on the loss there for Heilman to Hofstad. Hofstad on the season, 24 receptions now for 539 yards and 8 touchdowns. The 5'11 sophomore for the Firebirds put up tremendous numbers so far throughout the year. Heilman, QB keeper, Heilman to the right-hand side, trying to see the gang in front of him, open up a little lane. Fargo South does a really good job to stretch it out, and Jack Corbel comes in on the tackle. That will be right to about the 29-yard line, close to the 30, or maybe a gain of 1 there for Heilman. And on that particular play, Fargo South just stretches it out and able to bring Corbel coming in from his corner spot to rep up Heilman and make the tackle. Devils Lake will need their own 36-yard line here for the first. 3rd and 8 upcoming for the Firebirds. Trips to the near side, 1 to the right-hand side. Heilman in the shotgun formation. Fargo South, they're bringing pressure. They bring 6 down the middle. That one's almost intercepted. It was over the intended receiver, Bryce Volk, and then the opportunity coming in here for Fargo South on the back end. That was Will Locker had a chance at that one, makes it 4th down upcoming. But what we kind of see here from the Bruins, they brought 6 that time, and they've really dialed up the pressure early here in the first quarter. So another 3 and out for Devils Lake, as they will have to come on and punt. And for Fargo South, they'll be back at their own 38-yard line. Here's the end-over-end high punt that'll bounce at the 44-yard line, take a Firebird roll, then hop at about the 41. So close to 30 yards again on another punt here for Firebirds. And for Fargo South, this might be the old you smell blood in the water. Ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line here for the Bruins with 3:16 left to play in the first quarter. Fargo South has started at their own 31, their own 41, and at Devils Lake 38-yard line. And one thing now with a healthy Kobe Jones that we've seen a lot of is this formation from Fargo South with Jones to the left, Sanis to the right, and then you have Nissen in the middle, and that's kind of a 3-headed rushing attack here for the Bruins. Play action, Nissen looking down the field for Kessel. Kessel makes the catch at the 40-yard line for 19 yards. Kessel had to come back and play against Dylan Hintz, the 6-foot junior, and able to contort his body against the safety there and get 19 yards. Nissen 2 for 2, looking for his big tight end here tonight early on. 47 yards passing now for Nissen. And you look at Kessel, just a sophomore at 6'3", 190. Makes it 1st and 10 here for Fargo South. The Bruins will hand it off to Jones. Jones gets stretched out all the way back to the numbers at the 45. Jones spins then, maybe gets a yard to about the 38-yard line, but Devils Lake right off the bat able to stretch that play out and able to get some players to come out, and doing that for the Firebirds with Sam Inget makes it 2nd down and 9 upcoming here. Jones 4 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. Nissen 3 carries for 6 yards and a score. And then you have Sadness 1 carry for 4 yards. Makes it 2nd down upcoming here for the Fargo South Bruins. As they'll handle it, 1 wide receiver, left-hand side, 1 to the right, shotgun formation again for Nissen. Motion man is going to be Jones. Nissen QB keeper, and he's going to get hogtied and taken down to about the 38-yard line for about a 1-yard gain. That's about it. Devils Lake does a nice job up front with Simon Beach, the 5'10 junior, at 225 pounds. Beach came in with 5.5 tackles, able to get that tackle down. And even though you got a pretty good kicker here with Dockin, you wonder if you get 3 or 4 more yards here for Fargo South if you're kind of in no man's land and you go for it. On the flip side, a sack might force you to punt. Devils Lake, they'll bring 5. Nissen has to try to step up. As he does, it's incomplete. Looking for Corbel at the 15-yard line, and now decision time here for Coach Colesland. He waves the offense back on the field. Nissen with his first incompletion of the night for Devils Lake, a chance to get a turnover on downs and get some good field position for Fargo South. They will need the 29-yard line of the Firebirds to get the first. So 4th down upcoming here for Fargo South. Play clock with 17 seconds left as Nissen just about ready to break the huddle here with 1:30 left to play here in the first quarter. And now Coach Colza will take a timeout. We'll break with him here, the first one by Fargo South of this first half of play. It's Fargo South 14, Devils Lake nothing. 4th down and 8 upcoming for the Bruins, and we return on senior night to Fargo South High here on your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
First time out again by Fargo South and head coach Tyler Kozel. Tyler in his 5th season as a head coach for the Bruins. 21 wins, 22 losses here for Fargo South, and the Bruins knew that this would just be a growing year in terms of a lot of guys getting their first action for Friday Night Lights, and particularly playing a number of underclassmen like Nissen at quarterback, who's a sophomore, Kessel, the tight end, who's a sophomore. But it was just trying to slowly but surely get these guys back to 100%. With Jones back there now with Sandness, that really adds another element to the offense here for Fargo South. Nissen looking for the deep ball, has a man, hands guard in the end zone. That's caught for a touchdown. 37 yards the score. Nissen a hands guard, and Fargo South now leads at 20-0. Nissen 3 for 4 passing on the night with a touchdown, and for a hands guard, his first catch comes on a 4th down play. The sophomore at 5'11", hands guard with his 10th reception now of the season. He's got 3 scores as well. Fargo South just had an opportunity one-on-one on that play, and they get the 37-yard score. Here comes the point after attempt by Dockin, right-footed kick, and that is pure. Under 11 minutes into this contest, or just about 11 minutes into this contest, it's all Fargo South. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns as they lead at 21-0 over Devils Lake. Kickoff is coming up next here on your live event.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
4th down and 8 for Fargo South, and they're able to strike gold on the 37-yard touchdown pass as Nissen goes to Hansgaard for 37 yards. A point after attempt by Dawkins good, and 21-0 now for the Fargo South Bruins as that particular drive takes 2 minutes off the clock for 59 yards. And coming into tonight, the most points that Fargo South scored in a game was 21 at Valley City back on September the 10th. They've already matched that here in the opening 10 minutes and change against the Firebirds. Fargo South on the season right now came in with just 6 touchdowns all year. They're currently at 3, so it's an offensive onslaught right now for the Bruins as Dawkins will come on to put this one up at the 40-yard line. As he does, end-over-end kick, and another opportunity here for Drew Hofstad. Hofstad with it at the 10. Hofstad to the 15, outside 25, gets to the 30-yard line, and he's met there. Hofstad just feels like he's one man that misses or a missed tackle to try to break it loose. Devils Lake will have their 4th possession here of the quarter. This will start with 68 seconds left to play in quarter number 1 at the 30-yard line here for the Firebirds. Devils Lake just trying to get something going either through the air or on the ground here. We'll see what they're able to do. 3 possessions, 3 punts early in this contest. Now will come out I formation. Brown dots the I, the 5'10 junior at 165. Heilman under center. This will be a pitch play to Brown. Brown tries to get to the edge, and Brown's going to get wrapped up. Coming on the tackle for Fargo South is going to be Cole Kagba, the sophomore defensive end, a 6'1 at 175, and it's going to be a 2-yard loss. Make that a 1-yard loss here for the Firebirds. 2nd down and 11 here is, this might be, depending on the play call, the final play of quarter number 1. The Firebirds right now 4-3 on the season. Coming up after the first quarter, we'll get to our out-of-town scoreboard with some of the games that are going on in high school football up and down the Red River Valley. Little read option here. Heilman keeps it. Heilman gets strung out to the outside. Stannis is coming down there, and Stannis takes him down for about back to the 30. So not much there on the play. Brings up a 3rd down and long here for Devils Lake, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. After 1 quarter play, it's Fargo South 21, Devils Lake scoreless. The Firebirds will have it 3rd and long when we come back here on your live event.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
After 1 quarter play, West Fargo Cheyenne leads Bismarck Century 6-0. Devils Lake 1 quarter play, the Fargo Shanley Deacons 1 quarter play 20-0 over Grand Forks Red River, and Hillsboro Central Valley 21-0 leads it over the Thompson Tommies. And Central Cass on your live event as well, 21-0 over the Oak Grove Grovers in 1 quarter of play. Here for the Devils Lake Firebirds, they'll go from the south to the north end zone now. 3rd and 11. They bring it out to the outside. Schneider, that one gets popped up in the air, and it's going to be picked off by Fargo South. Will Locker was the right man at the right time as they were looking for the screen to Schneider. Goes off of Schneider's shoulder right into the waiting hands of Will Locker. And for the Fargo South Bruins, they force the interception, and they'll handle it at the Devils Lake 38-yard line. So for the Firebirds, that'll be the interception, their first turnover of the night. And for the Fargo South Bruins, they'll handle it in the second quarter with 11:53 left to play in this half at the Devils Lake 38-yard line to start a drive for the second time here this evening. They give the handoff right up the middle. That's Jones. And Jones gets past the 25 to the 24. He is met and taken down by Dylan Hintz on the tackle, but not before a 14-yard rush by Kobe. 5 carries for 70, make that 82 yards now for Jones. Kobe just looking at him at 5'10", 175, just has that extra little speed and burst when he's able to get the crease. And if you don't get him right at the line, he can get past that first and second wave and get to the secondary awfully quick. Ball between the hashes here. Bad snap and a chance for Devils Lake to try to recover. Instead, Nissen does the smart thing and just hops on the ball, but that is going to be a big loss as that goes back for a minus 12-yard play. So fortunate for Fargo South that Nissen was able to get back there, back to the 36. But now what's in your play call for second and about a country mile here for the Bruins? For Fargo South right now, he can paint the town brown. He can paint the town gold tonight with how you've been able to play against Devils Lake. For the Firebirds, you're just looking for a shot in the arm offensively, defensively, or special teams and try to get back in this contest. The Firebirds will bring some pressure. Nissen down the outside looking for his man, incomplete into the end zone. The intended receiver is Jack Corbel, makes it 3rd down and long. Nissen, 3 of 5 for 84 yards and a touchdown. Fargo South little double duty tonight, playing volleyball against Fargo Oak Grove here from the Bruin Den as well. So busy night here at the Fargo South High Campus. Crazy to think just a couple of weeks left to play in EDC volleyball before the postseason starts in November for 11AA and 11A. They have one regular season game next week, and 2 weeks from now would be high school playoff football under the lights on Friday. Devils Lake going to bring some pressure. South trying to set up the screen. They got him. Jones with the convoy in front of him to the 20, to the 15. Jones to the 10-5 end zone. Touchdown, Fargo South. This goes 36 yards on the screen pass to Jones, and the Bruins now lead at 27-0. Jones with his first reception of the night, his 5th of the year, and Jones gets to score his second one here in the first half, and Fargo South now with a 27-0 lead. Dockin will come on for the point after attempt here for the Bruins. Clean snap, clean hold. Dockin with a line drive, end over end kick, and it's good. New score. It's Fargo South 28, Devils Lake scoreless. 10:32 left to play here in the first half on your live event.
Going to NDSCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
On senior night here for the Fargo South Bruins, they lead 28-0 over the Devils Lake Firebirds so far here in this first half of play. You have Kobe Nissen with his best performance so far of this season, 4 of 6 passing for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has a rushing touchdown as well. Jones right now has 82 yards rushing, 5 carries and a score, and 1 reception for 36 yards and a score here for the Fargo South Bruins. That one takes a minute and a half off the clock. And Fargo South with Dockin. Here's the end over end kick. And for Devils Lake, this one will come into the end zone, and seeing that one roll through will be Bryce Folk as the Firebirds will start at 1st and 10 at their own 20. Devils Lake right now elected to start with the football as well to begin this game. So they're going to have to try to get something going on the offensive side, find a little rhythm, find something for 5-10 yards, try to get that Bruin offense on this side of the field and just slowly but surely chip away. Still a lot of time with almost nearly 3 full quarters left, but the always question is, no matter if it's in basketball, no matter if it's in hockey, whatever sport, how much of a hole is too much to climb out of? And for Fargo South, a season high in scoring, 28 points here in the first half for the Bruins offense. I formation as Heilman comes under center, handoff, going up the middle for about 5 yards, and one of the better plays we've seen from the Firebirds offense, particularly on first down of the night. That goes to Brown for 5 yards right up the middle as Fargo South has an injured lineman on the play, as this one is at the 27 here for the Bruins, and you just wonder if you might have a little bit of a stinger there. Brown was third carry of the night now for 6 yards for Devils Lake. 5 yards on that rush, and as head coach Tyler Kozel comes out and the training staff comes out, we'll take a quick break as well. Fargo South 28, Devils Lake scoreless. Firebirds will have the ball when we come back 2nd and 5 at their own 25 after this here on your live event.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information at how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
As we come back here, coming off is Tyler Christensen, the defensive end for the Fargo South Bruins. And for Devils Lake, they'll go right up the middle again. And Brown tries to stretch for the first down, going to be taken down about a half-yard shy. Brings up 3rd and 1 upcoming here. Brown 4 carries now for 10 yards. Coming in to play that defensive end spot, Trayton Hoffert, the 6'2 sophomore at 165 here for Fargo South. So again, checking off will be Tyler Christensen, and Christensen as well plays that right guard spot on the offensive line for a two-way player for the Bruins. Fargo South looking to bring the pressure yet again as they do fullback dive up the middle, and the Firebirds are able to get it for about a half yard here as they just go on that fullback dive option, able to get the first down here for Devils Lake, as they're able to get the hard-earned yard and a half there with Sam Inget. Makes it first down and a first down here for Devils Lake on the night. Makes it 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. So a couple runs right up the middle as you're going behind Boomersbach, Larson, and Charbonneau here up the middle for the Firebirds. They'll come out again, that I formation. Wide receiver split out either side. Fargo South with 5 men at the line, 8 men in the box. Play action here. Heilman has some time to throw, winds up, delivers. This one incomplete at the 40-yard line here for the Firebirds as they were going to the outside of the play. Gage Meyer, the intended target, makes it 2nd and 10 here for Devils Lake. Heilman right now 1 of 6 through the air with an interception and -2 yards. And what we've seen a lot here from Fargo South is continued pressure. Not just rushing 4, but bringing 5 or 6 almost consistently, whether it's been a run or pass play against this Devils Lake offense. One wide receiver split on either side again. Caleb Schneider to the near sideline here for the Firebirds. 2nd and 10, play action. Heilman. Here comes a late pressure by Thomason. This one goes into the air, and that one is going to be caught by Devils Lake at the Bruin 43. Drew Hofstad just went up and climbed the ladder. That goes for 20-plus yards to the Bruins' 43-yard line, and that'll be a gain of 26 on the pitch and catch. Hofstad with this 2nd catch of the night, able to go one-on-one coverage, and kind of like your old days in the backyard playing 500, just saying, I'm going to trust you to go up and get that ball against the defender. And Devils Lake for the first time in Bruin territory. Handoff. This one goes to the right and going nowhere. The Bruins able to have not 1, not 2, but 3 players able to get right to Brown right off the bat. And one of those, Thomason inside, Brody Anderson as well, makes it 2nd down and long here for the Firebirds. This drive for Devils Lake has taken off 2.5 minutes so far of game clock, starting back at their own 20-yard line as they'll come out. One wide receiver split on either side. Newton, the 6'2 senior, to the near side here. Fargo South, see a motion man come in the backfield. They'll fake the pitch. Heilman will keep it, gets to the edge. Heilman to the 40-yard line, and we do have a flag as Heilman's taken down at about the 36. Holding is the initial indicator on Devils Lake, and this will be from the spot of where they threw the flag, which is at the 45-yard line. So for Coach Kozel, they'll say they'll take it back as they'll mark it off to the 45 and go to the opposite 45 here. So for Devils Lake, their second penalty of the night, this for 15 yards. They do have one turnover currently. For Fargo South, one penalty on the night for 5 yards and no turnovers. Devils Lake with 2 timeouts remaining in this first half. The same for the Fargo South Bruins. And after that, second down and about 22 here for the Firebirds. Single back. Bruins show pressure yet again right at the line, and they're going to bring 5. Heilman rolls, steps up, throws it down the field. That one's going to be caught again by Devils Lake, by Drew Hofstad, past the 25-yard line. Able to get 32 yards on the pitch and catch, and Heilman just a little off balance. They're able to get 32 yards to his main target. 56 yards now through the air, and all of them have gone to Hofstad. 1st and 10, and right now for the Firebirds and Heilman, he's seen the pressure coming through, but had just enough to get that one there to his wide receiver, the 5'11 sophomore, climbing the ladder to make not one but 2 spectacular catches so far on the drive. Handoff Brown. Brown gets upended right at the 21-yard line. Fargo South going low and going on the high. That hit coming underneath. Kobe Jones delivered the lumber. Can play running back, but also that linebacker spot. 2 yards on the carry for Brown. 6 carries now for 12 yards, but Jones just came in, and Gamma guy Reggie even jumped a little bit after that hit. Chase Miller with you here on your live event. Second down upcoming here for the Devils Lake Firebirds. But that's what Kobe Jones brings. We saw Nissen playing middle linebacker when he was out the quarterback for the Bruins, but now you allow Kobe Jones to kind of fly over all over the field here for Fargo South. Second down, Heilman looking to go up the middle, bounces it out, has a stiff arm, gets to the edge, and then wrapped up there to about the 19 for a couple on the rush. Third down and about 6, a long 6 upcoming here for Heilman and the Firebirds offense. But if you're Devils Lake, no question, this is right into 4-down territory here, and you, for Fargo South, got to maybe find where number 3 is in Hofstad and maybe try to bracket him. Against what's Fargo South tried to bracket Carson Hagerly, and he had 0 catches. The problem is Parker Nelson just continued to run for over 200 yards in that contest. So for Devils Lake, we'll see the formation here. No safety over the top as they split them out. 2 wide receivers left and right. Bruins, as they've done, show pressure, and they bring pressure, but we do have a timeout or a delay of game. We'll see. The play clock was down to 0, and we're actually going to get a encroachment penalty on the Fargo South Bruins. So this one will be 5 yards and make it a 3rd down and 1. So the penalty on Fargo South, their second of the contest, this for 10 yards. Just kind of looked at the play clock as you normally would and see that go down to 0, but the far official comes in. One of our lines judges, Anthony Holman, line judge of Brad Whale, back judge of Shane Piatz, Adam Jones, the umpire, and Preston Bronall, the referee, the 5-man crew here tonight. 3rd and 1 here for Devils Lake on their best drive so far here tonight, knocking at the door. Heilman trying to have it on the QB keeper, delayed drawn. Heilman is going to get popped at about the 15. He needed the 14 for the first, and the spot looks like it's going to be a half-yard shy of that. So they will give him just north of the 15-yard line. And Devils Lake quickly comes back here to the line for the Firebirds. Need the 14, and we get a timeout here by Coach Kozel. We'll break as well. 5:40 left to play here in the first half. 4th and inches coming up here for Devils Lake on your live event.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information and how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to
4th and inches here for Devils Lake. It looks like they're able to get enough of it from where we see it right here in the press box to try to get that first down at the timeout by head coach Tyler Kozel. And where they're going to spot it, it is enough for a first down here for the Firebirds. For Devils Lake, the drive will continue after the QB keeper on that particular play. And for the Firebirds, this drive against right at the 10:32 mark, so 6 minutes off the clock as they're just making their way down the field. Ramsey Brown up the middle. Brown tries to keep the wheels turning, but he's wrapped up right at the line. 2nd and 10 here for the Firebirds. Again, best looking drive here for Devils Lake in terms of just time of possession, first downs, able to get your sophomore stud and Drew Hofstad involved with a couple plays down the field. And Heilman has taken a couple shots here tonight with Fargo South just constantly putting pressure at the linebacker spot, coming in and bringing 5 and 6 consecutively. It almost seems every play that Fargo South is bringing some pressure here tonight, trying to get the senior Heilman a little bit off balance. They go one wide receiver left-hand side and Hofstad, one to the right. Fargo South just playing Hofstad straight up on the outside, as this one is going to be a delay of game here on Devils Lake. Firebirds will have their third penalty of the night for 20 yards and back them up 5, 2nd and 15 upcoming here for the Firebirds. As they'll get to line, as Brown will dot the I, one wide receiver, split on either side, and get the fullback. Heilman, play action, runs into his man for a second, just slings it to the flat. Incomplete, makes it 3rd and 15. Bumped into Ramsey Brown a little bit there, did Heilman, then had to sidearm that one to the flat to Sam Inget. Tight end also plays fullback here for the Firebirds. 3rd and 15. They can get the first at the Bruin 3-yard line. As the Firebirds will make a couple more players will come in here quickly. Play clock down to 10. As the Firebirds might need a potential timeout here to try to save this play, and as they do, the play clock was down to 3, and Devils Lake calls a timeout there. We'll keep it here with a 3rd and 15. Devils Lake now with 1 timeout remaining in this first half. The same for Fargo South. South will get the ball to start the second half of play. Question will be, can they add on to their score here and keep Devils Lake out of the end zone, or can the Firebirds strike pay dirt for the first time tonight with a 3rd down and long upcoming here with 3:20 left to play in the first half? Coming up on our halftime show, take a look at the first half numbers. Also recap what happened in the opening 2 quarters and your out-of-town scoreboard. That's all coming up on our halftime show. Game kicked off at 7:03, 15 minutes old right now. Fargo South, after tonight, will play up at Cushman Field in Grand Forks on Thursday at 2 p.m. to close out the regular season. For Devils Lake, they will host the Jamestown Blue Jays a week from tonight. The quarterfinals begin on October the 29th. 3rd down here for the Firebirds. 2 wide receivers on either side. Clean snap. Heilman sees it, looks to Hofstad in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Coming off of his man was Seth Koskela, as they had Hofstad in the slot and trying to just get that little up and out route going. Makes it 4th and 15. 3 for 10 on the night as Heilman passing for 56 yards. All 3 receptions caught by Hofstad. 4th down now for Devils Lake. This will be at the Bruins 17-yard line. As they come out, one wide receiver, split out right-hand side, trips to left. Heilman in the backfield. And Fargo South, they're going to bring the house. They're bringing 6. Heilman has to try to evade a sack. Still has some time. Heilman now might try to run for this one. Fumble, the ball is out. And if Devils Lake recovers, they would, but at the 9. But it's going to be shy of the first down. It would be a turnover on downs. And the Firebirds are able to recover the football, but it's going to be a turnover on downs here. And the Bruins defense makes another stand. So that'll be back at about the 11-yard line here, and that'll be the first time tonight the Firebirds will have a turnover on downs. Their best possession comes up short, but takes a lot of time off the clock, able to go down the field from their own 20 all the way to about the 11-yard line. But for Fargo South, the defense bends, doesn't break, and they'll have their 5th possession of the night with their worst starting field position at the own 12-yard line here for the Bruins. A chance to at least try to milk off the rest of this first half here for Fargo South. Nissen back in the shotgun. Quick throw. That one's going to be almost intercepted by Devils Lake off the hands of Hansgaard. The Firebirds had a chance on that one with Schneider, and the clock will stop. Devils Lake again with 1 timeout remaining. Their defense looking to try to get a quick 3 and out, or even get that turnover there and get the ball back in your offense's hands. Kobe Jones will come in as Semenko will check out. 2nd and 10 here for Fargo South. Bruins will come out, 2 wide receivers, split out to the right-hand side. Jones and Sandus in the backfield. Motion man coming across, handoff. This one's going to go to Jones. Jones able to get to the 10-yard line, makes 1 man miss, but can't make the 2nd. We do have a flag on the far sideline at the 11. Right now it does stand as about a yard to maybe a 2-yard loss from how we see it. And it looks like it's going to be on Fargo South, and it is. We'll see if Devils Lake declines it or accepts the penalty. If they decline it, we'll bring up 3rd down and long. This penalty will be declined, so 3rd down. So Jones will have 2 yards on the loss on the rush. 6 carries now for 80 yards. And Fargo South, it's been more of the big play variety on their offensive side, and they need one here. 3rd down and 12. They need their own 22 for the first. Nissen has some time, goes deep down the field. That one's going to be incomplete. No flag on the play as they were looking for the wide receiver of Jack Corbel. Nice coverage by the other number 3, and Drew Hofstad makes it 4th down here for Fargo South. And for the first time tonight, the Bruins will have to come on and punt this ball away in their first 3 and out. Devils Lake with 2:30 left to play here in this first half, and we'll see what Docking can do for the punt, and if Devils Lake will play for the return or if they'll try to come on and block this one. Docking on the season for Fargo South, 35 punts, averaging 32 yards per kick. Stands back in his own end zone here for the Bruins. Clean snap, right-footed boot. This one high in the air. Going to roll out of bounds at about the 46, 47-yard line of Fargo South, and they'll mark it at the 47. 36-yard punt. Devils Lake with their best starting field position of the contest. Their 2nd possession of this quarter with 2:21 left to play, and it's time right now for Devils Lake to try to put this one in the end zone here for the Firebirds. For Fargo South, phenomenal start to the contest. 3 scores in the first quarter. First play from scrimmage went 38 yards for a touchdown by Kobe Jones. Makes it 1st down and 10 for Devils Lake. The Bruins have never trailed in this contest, and we do have a flag, and it looks to be a procedural penalty. And this will be a false start. Jones just came up the middle, and we're going to get a false start here on Devils Lake. Showed some pressure, got a man to flinch. 4 penalties now for 25 yards for the Firebirds. First down upcoming. Ball will be back now into Firebird territory at their own 48-yard line. Thomason comes on the blitz. This one goes down the middle. That's complete for the Firebirds, and they're going to have the first down. Bryce Volk able to get 16 yards on the pitch and catch. And for the Devils Lake Firebirds, that is a great connection right down the middle here for Devils Lake. Clock will stop as they move the chains momentarily. Heilman now over 70 yards passing. Makes it first down upcoming here for the Firebirds. Two wide receivers either side. Heilman, QB keeper. Heilman gets to the 35-yard line, and the Bruins were ready for that one. Able to get the first hit was Brody Anderson. Then Thomason finished him off. Makes it second down and 10. Heilman 10 carries now on the evening. And Devils Lake quickly gets to the line. Again, working with just one timeout remaining. 90 seconds left to play here in the half. Heilman steps up, has a chance to run or throw. He'll throw it down the field, has his man wide open at the 5, in the end zone, touchdown, Drew Hofstad. This goes 36 yards for the pitch and catch, and for the first time tonight, Devils Lake's on the board with 81 seconds left to play in half number 1. Hofstad, 4 catches already on the night for 92 yards and a touchdown, as the Firebirds will come on for the point after attempt. Hofstad now with 630 yards passing, receiving, and 9 touchdowns receiving on the season. Here's the PAT, right-footed end-over-end kick, and that's good by Gage Meyer. New score with 81 seconds left to play in the first half. It's Fargo South 28, Devils Lake 7. We'll have the conclusion of half number 1 when we come back here on your live event.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information at how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
Well, for the Devils Lake Firebirds, that drive goes 47 yards, a touchdown, able to take 1 minute and 11 seconds off the clock as they'll come on with Meyer to do the kickoff duties here. Again, Fargo South gets the ball to start the second half of play to kick, so Fargo South will get it to start the second half of play as the Firebirds now try to take 81 seconds and not allow the Bruins to score and take a little bit of momentum into the locker room. This one end over and kick, going to get retrieved at the 20-yard line. Ball's back on the turf. Here comes Fargo South now to the 30-yard line, and the Bruins able to get the return there with Semenko. And makes it Fargo South. Good starting field position. Again, with at the 30-yard line, they have 1 timeout remaining, 1:20 left to play here in the first half. Here's a handoff. Jones has it. Jones gets to the 40-yard line. Jones then pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line and also stops the clock in doing so. Able to get 15 yards, and Kobe Jones just finds a little crease, has a little bit of a lane, and he's got the speed to do something with it. Now over 100 yards on the night, 7 carries for 105 yards, a touchdown as well on the ground. First down and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. 1 wide receiver either side. Jones, handoff. Jones puts the foot in the ground, gets to the 50. Jones to the 45, has the first down and tripped up to about the 42-yard line. In on the tackle, Aiden Bryce Volk, and Jones able to get 13 yards. 8 carries for 118 yards now rushing for Jones as the tackle is made inbounds. So the quick stop for the chain gang, and Fargo South with 55 seconds left to play in the half. Gets to the line. We'll see if they try to go through the air. This one instead will be on the ground, and Jones going to get wrapped up for a tackle for a loss. Tate Estenson comes in on the tackle. 1 yard loss there for Jones. Fargo South gets back to the line quickly. Now almost 30 seconds left to play. Low snap. Nissen steps up, heaves one deep down the air. Corbel with the catch at the 9-yard line in the end zone, but this might be pass interference. And this might be on Fargo South as Corbel had the full extension as Drew Hofstad was there on the coverage. This might take away a touchdown off the board as the officials are coming back, and it does. Offensive pass interference on Fargo South, and Jack Corbel, the senior, will call for the penalty, and clock will stop at 24 seconds left to play here in half number 1. Tough play there for Fargo South as ball's at their own 43-yard line, and they'll mark it back, making sure they got it properly to the 42. So the Bruins will have their third penalty now for 25 yards. Second down and long here for Fargo South. One timeout again remaining. We'll see what Nissen's able to do here, and we're going to get a timeout here in illegal formation. Nissen was trying to get the wide receiver to get back up on the line, and for Fargo South, they'll have another penalty. So now 4 penalties for 30 yards. And the first quarter was all Bruins. The second quarter, 7 apiece. And the box score, second down here for Fargo South. Motion man is Corbel. Nissen has some time, fires it down the field. That's incomplete, and the Firebirds almost come up with the interception. Dylan Hintz was there at about the 45-yard line. If Hintz was able to come down with that particular play, he would have had some daylight in front of him to try to continue to move down the field. And for the Bruins now, with a third down and long upcoming, we'll see what Fargo South wants to do with this particular play. This kind of smells like a screen or a draw after almost having a interception. Or do the Bruins wind up with Nissen one more time and try to take their shot down the field and try to get the home run ball? And we're going to get a flag again on the far side here. If this is on Fargo South, you'll back them up again 5 more yards. The flag is right at the line at the 37-yard line. And that's going to be illegal shift on the Bruins. They've had 3 penalties on this drive alone coming into this drive. They just had 2 for 10 yards. So third down now here for Fargo South. And more than a country mile. This is third and very, very, very long in the playbook. And we'll see what they come up with here. Hand off by Jones. Jones has a little bit of a running room, trips over his own feet past the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Able to get 4 yards on the rush for Jones. And Devils Lake will take their final timeout of the first half and just force the Bruins to have to at least punt this ball off and try to make sure there's a clean snap and a good kick for Devils Lake on the for Fargo South on the opposite side for Devils Lake, a chance at a return, and also a chance to try to maybe get one more playoff before the half, barring on where this punt ends up and where this punt goes. Fargo South again will get the ball to start the second half of play. Make sure you check out yourliveevent.com for coverage throughout the weekend as well. On Saturday, tomorrow afternoon, we have 9B playoff football. Waimea Lidgerwood, the Warbirds, will host Findlay, Sharon, Hope, Page, and Waimea tomorrow. That game will kick off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Winner to play at Cavalier in the second round. Also, good EDC volleyball tilt between West Fargo and Fargo Davies tomorrow at 12:30 between the Packers and the Eagles. Both those games can be found right here by searching Your Live Event on social media or go to yourliveevent.com. So after the timeout by Devils Lake, 12 seconds remain here in half number 1, and Dokken will have to come on and punt this football away for the Bruins. This one back at the 35. Dokken will go all the way back to about in between the 20 and 25-yard line. The Firebirds, their return man, and Hofstad back at his own 25. Clean snap. Firebirds bring some pressure. Dokken able to get that one, spiraling end over end. This one will take a Bruin roll all the way to the 15-yard line with 3 seconds now down to 2 seconds left to play. This one will be at the 16. So Fargo South for the second consecutive possession will have to punt. And for Devils Lake, they will have one final play left here in the first half. South got up 28-0 with 10:32 left to play in the half after Nissen found Jones for a 36-yard touchdown. That was on a screen, and Jones did most of the work. And Devils Lake will take the knee and go to the half down by 21 here after 2 full quarters from Fargo South. After 1 quarter play, it was 21-0 Bruins. Second quarter, 7 points apiece. Our halftime show is coming up next between Fargo South and Devils Lake here on your live event.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information and how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
At the half here, it's Fargo South 28, Devils Lake 7 here in 11A East Region football. Coming up at the half, we'll take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard and also take a look at your first half numbers. But let's recap what happened here in half number one in terms of the touchdowns for both teams. 5 touchdowns combined. Fargo South are the season high, 28 points so far. Their season high coming in tonight was 21 at Valley City. Fargo South opened up the game after a 3-and-out on a pump by Devils Lake. First play of the game, Kobe Jones went 38 yards for the score. Landon Dockin, the point after attempt, made it 7-0 Bruins with 10:20 left to play in the first half. Fargo South then 5 minutes later would get another touchdown, this by Kobe Nissen. Nissen, the quarterback, took it 5 yards between his right guard and right tackle for the Bruins of Christensen and Weber to get in for the 5-yard rushing touchdown, made it 14-0 Bruins. 1:16 left to play in the first quarter. Nissen on a 4th down and 8 found Hansgaard for a 37-yard touchdown right in the end zone. Made it 21-0 Fargo South after one quarter. And the Bruins then with 10:32 left to play in the half. Nissen found Jones. Devils Lake brought the pressure. Fargo South had the perfect play call with the screen. 36-yard touchdown made it 28-0 Fargo South. Then Devils Lake on the board. Heilman to Hofstad, 36 yards for the touchdown, made it 28-7 after a Meyer point after attempt. So that's a look at the first half scoring. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half numbers. Fargo South 28, Devils Lake 7 here on your live event.
Going to NDSCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back at all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton, or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Back at the half, let's take a look at the first half numbers for Devils Lake and Fargo South. We'll start with the home team, the Fargo South Bruins. Again, a season-high 28 points and probably one of their best halves of football all year, particularly on the offensive side. They came into tonight averaging just 8 points per game here for Fargo South. The Bruins with the perfect even Steven, 120 yards rushing, 120 yards passing for 240 yards. Here in this first half, leading rusher was Kobe Jones, 10 carries for 121 yards and a touchdown. Nissen, 5 carries for -5 yards. The one big one was the bad snap that he had to go for a 12-yard loss, but he does have a rushing score. And then Sadness, 1 carry for 4 yards here for Fargo South. Nissen through the air, 4 of 9 for 120 yards and a touchdown. Jones, 1 reception for 36 yards and a score. Hansgaard, 1 reception for 37 yards and the touchdown. Then Kessel has 2 receptions for 47 yards here tonight for the Fargo South Bruins. Fargo South with 5 penalties for 35 yards, 0 turnovers in the first half. For the Devils Lake Firebirds in half number 1, a squad that averages 20 points per game offensively, held to just 7 points. They had 19 attempts for just 5 yards of rushing. They held 113 yards of total offense in this first half. Heilman, 10 carries for -9 yards. You have Inget, 1 for 2, and then Brown has 7 for 12 to lead the way for the Firebirds. Heilman through the air passing 5 of 12, 108 yards, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. Hofstad, that's Drew, with 4 receptions for 92 yards and a score. And then with the other is Aiden Bryce Volk. Bryce Volk with the other reception of 16 yards for the Devils Lake Firebirds. Devils Lake with 4 penalties for 25 yards and 1 turnover in the first half. Let's take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard with some other scores currently at the half right now in high school football in North Dakota, and also getting into the second half. Langdon area Edmore Munich over Carrington, 27-7 with 9 minutes left to play in the third quarter. At the half, Fargo Oak Grove playing against Central Cass in Castleton. The Squirrels lead that contest at the half, 35-7. Oaks over Sargent County, 21-6. If Oaks wins that contest, they would be the 3 seed from the Southeast region in 11B. Sargent County needs to win that game to knock Oaks out of playoff contention. Then you go from there. It's currently still in the first half of play. Fargo Davies and Fargo North, 31-21 Davies over Fargo North right now. Starting the second half out in the Magic City, Jamestown 7, Minot High, the Magi, currently scoreless. Fargo Oak Grove, again, we mentioned, down 35-7 against the Central Cass Squirrels. And then taking a look, Fargo Shanley, 35-0 over Grand Forks Red River after one half of play. Deacons up over the Rough Riders, and Hillsborough Central Valley leads it over Thompson, 28-6 in Northeast Region football. And at the half, West Fargo Cheyenne 14, Bismarck Century 0. After one half of play, Cheyenne trying to become the last undefeated team in Class AA, 14-0, currently with the lead over Bismarck Century at the half. So that's a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. And also one final from the West in 11B football, one that might perk up your eyes a little bit. Bowman County over Beulah. Beulah, the last undefeated team right now in 11B, the number 1 team in 11B, losing 27-6 after the first half, and now getting to the third quarter, all Bowman County in that one. Bulldogs flexing some muscle right now. Before we get to the second half, a reminder, fans, the Bruin Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Fargo South activities. They thank their corporate sponsors of Gate City Bank, Sanford, Midco, and First International Bank for their continued support. To become a Bruin Booster Club member or to find out more information, click on the Activities tab on the Fargo South homepage website, and then click on Booster Club if you want to find out more information or to become a Bruin Booster Club member today. Again, at the half, it's 28-7 Fargo South over Devils Lake. Second half action coming up next on Senior Night from Fargo South here on your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
If you're an Ada business, you may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. This 1% interest loan is available for business expansion, business renovation, business improvements, and new businesses in Ada. Visit or contact Ada City Hall to receive additional information at how your business may be eligible to receive 1% interest loans from the Ada EDA. Contact the City of Ada, 784-5520, or visit adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
As we're back here as we get ready for the third quarter play, it's Fargo South and Devils Lake. Devils Lake will kick this one off with Meyer at the 40-yard line. End over end kick that's going to bounce at the 22-yard line. And then picking it up there is Semenko for Fargo South. Semenko gets past the 30 to about the 35 here for the Bruins. So Fargo South will start with it for the first time in this second half with the football. And they'll have good starting field position at their own 35-yard line here for the Bruins with the 11:52 left to play in the third quarter. Reminder out there, we're a little bit different this year when it comes to high school playoff football. QRF will determine the top 4 seeds and also all 8 seeds, 5 from the East, 3 from the West, and 11A, and then you put everyone together in the QRF, and then that'll kind of blend itself out to find out who's going to be the top 4 teams and host in the quarterfinals. And before we get to our first play of this second half, we have encroachment on Devils Lake, their 5th penalty of the night for 30 yards. Coming into tonight for the QRF rankings, you had Bismarck St. Mary's number 1, and they defeated Dickinson earlier 24 hours ago, 34-0 in the Queen City. We have another flag coming out here as Jones able to get close to the first down, but where this is holding or illegal use of the hands, it will be holding on Fargo South. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back is the old adage here, and this one will be a spot foul at the 40-yard line, bring it back to the 30. And for Fargo South, their 6th penalty now for 45 yards. But we may mention St. Mary's won last night in Dickinson, 34-0. They will remain in the QRF spot at that number 1 spot. Fargo North playing a doozy with Davies again. Before the half, it was 31-21 Davies over North. The number 2 seed in QRF with Jamestown 3 and Wahpeton at number 4 entering play tonight. 1st and 15. Jones is going to break free. Jones has the first to the 50, and Jones gets taken down into Devils Lake territory at the 43-yard line after a 22-yard rush. Dylan Hintz comes in on the tackle. 11 carries now for 143 yards here for the Bruins and the senior Jones. Devils Lake the 5 in QRF with Dickinson the 6, Red River 7, and Fargo South at number 8 again entering play tonight. That'll be something for fans to keep your eyes, ears, and get some information on that after next week is done. 1st and 10 here for Fargo South. Handoff Sandus. Sandus breaks it out. Stiff arms a man, then gets pushed out of bounds past the 40 to about the 39-yard line. 4 yards on the rush there for Sandus. 2 carries now for 8 yards tonight. 9B playoff football starts up tomorrow in North Dakota. The 11B postseason bracket will be announced tomorrow at 11 a.m. The top 4 seeds. And then they make it a little regional as much as they can to limit travel in the first round in the quarterfinals with those seed lines as well. 2nd down and 6 upcoming. Jones up the middle, past the 35. Jones to the 30. Jones to the 25, 20. No one's going to catch Jones. 10-5, end zone touchdown. Jones goes 39 yards for Fargo South. His 3rd rushing touchdown, his 3rd touchdown of the night, and the Bruins now lead at 34-7. 12 carries now for Jones and 182 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns, and he's got a reception as well for 36 yards to boot for a score, and Fargo South leads at 34-7 right now. pending the PAT with a minute 50, minute 10 here in this third quarter. They go the distance, able to get on the board, and Dockin puts that one through. New score, it's 35-7, South over Devils Lake early in the third quarter here on your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Back here on your live event. So far tonight, Jones with 12 carries, 182 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 reception for 36 yards and a score as well here for the Fargo South Bruins. And again, Jones is able to get to that crease, and it's going to be tough to, no matter what level of football, you're going to try to find speed at that level here for the senior in Jones. Fargo South trying to improve to 3-5 on the season and get to 3-2 in conference play with a win for Devils Lake. Coming into tonight, 4 wins, 3 losses overall, and 3-2 in East Region play. As Dockin will put this one on the tee at the 40-yard line, a end-over-end kick. And the Firebirds will retrieve it at the 5. Able to get to the outside here to about the 20-yard line before being taken down was Bryce Volk there. So Fargo South goes down the field in just about a minute and gets the touchdown. Update for you from the north side. Fargo Davies 38, Fargo North 21 at the half, and a shootout between the Eagles and the Spartans. For Devils Lake, they'll start with it at the 20-yard line here with 10:38 left to play in this third quarter. As the Firebirds will come out here, shotgun, Heilman for a quick screen. This one comes to the near side for the Firebirds, and he passed to about the 25 to the 26-yard line. That's going to be on the reception again, is the junior and Aiden Bryce Volk, able to get 6 yards. And Devils Lake right now will go to the hurry-up. Bryce Volk, 2 receptions for 22 yards. 2 wide out, split to the right. Shotgun formation again for Heilman. Heilman, little play action, looks down the middle. That one's going to be incomplete off the intended receiver, Caleb Schneider, who had to climb the ladder a little bit, go on the back shoulder. Incomplete. That'll stop the clock here with 10:10 left to play in the third. And the Firebirds just pretty much doing math when you're down by 4 possessions, and also just trying to come out and find a little bit more of a spark here. Got to try to score as quickly as you can when you down by 4 scores. Heilman trying to pitch it out to the outside, and that one going to be about a 1 to 2 yard loss to Bryce Volk. Makes it 4th down upcoming here for the Firebirds. 3rd catch of the night for Bryce Volk for now 20 yards, and the Firebirds look like they'll come out and put the hunting team on with the ball back at their own 25-yard line. So the Fargo South Bruins and that defense flying all over the place, putting some pressure on here on Devils Lake throughout the night. Is coming on to punt is going to be Gage Meyer here for Devils Lake. This will be his 4th punt of the game. This one, a spiraling punt, will bounce at midfield, take a Devils Lake roll past the 40, inside the 35, and that keeps on trickling down to the 32. So a nice punt there that's going to flip the field of 43 yards, and Fargo South will come out for the 2nd time here in this third quarter. This will start at their own 32-yard line. 9:22 left to play here in the third. The Bruins will come out of this one, and we've continued to see that shotgun formation almost exclusively tonight for the Bruins, with either Sadness and Jones in the backfield with Nissen, and then either this formation with twins on either side or the split out. This one, read option, handoff, this will go, and a good tackle in space here for the Devils Lake Firebirds. Sam Inget, the junior, comes in and wraps up Jones, who's taken down at the 31-yard line, and they'll mark it for a 1-yard loss. 13 carries for 181 yards now for Jones, makes it 2nd down and 11. But for the Bruins, Kobe Nissen, the sophomore, came into tonight with 619 yards passing. Already has 120 here. One wide receiver again, either side. Devils Lake, 5 men at the line. They'll bring 5. Jones able to get past that first initial wave. Now to the 50, back in a track meet. And Jones gets past the 40 and pushed out at the 35-yard line. So I'll go 19 plus the 15 for 34 yards for Jones. Already now over 200 yards in the contest. Jones currently with 215 yards rushing. And he has put on a show here tonight because of injuries and because of Tyler Kozel not really playing him too much against West Fargo, trying to limit him as much against Fargo Davies in games that were East Region games. Or not to say they didn't mean anything, but a win in terms of a region game and trying to make the playoffs. That was not the case. Sandus goes up the middle, able to bring a Firebird with him for about a 4-yard gain. Sam Ingen on the tackle. Sandus now 3 carries for 12 yards. But going back to Jones entering play tonight, averaging 5.5 yards per rush, just had 26 attempts and 147 yards. He's added on to that here this evening. 2nd down and 6 for Fargo South. Semenko and Sandus in the backfield. This one will be the Sandus. Sandus just takes a little jiggerbug step past the 25, has the first down to the 23-yard line. 7 yards on the rush here for Fargo South. 4 carries now for 19 yards. And with the score at a 28-point lead for the Bruins, if they do put one in the end zone or even a field goal here, the mercy rule would come into play in the second half in North Dakota. That's at 30 points. If you're leading by 30 or more, it'll be running clock. Handoff here. This goes to Sandus. Sandus able to get to the edge past the 15, and this one will get taken down close to the first down marker. Might be about close to a 9-yard gain. 9 yards on the rush here for the Bruins. 5 carries now for 28 yards for Sandus. And for Fargo South, after Jones will head out and graduate in the spring, they found their next running back in Sandus, who's got a lot of playing experience here this season for the Bruins. 2nd down and 1. Sandus handles it again, goes to the right-hand side, and has the first down. They'll mark him down at the 11-yard line. Enough for the first. 2 yards on the rush here for Fargo South. Fargo South, what can you say about the guys up front here with Skipple, Graywin, Nielsen, able to be in there also at the right tackle spot, Andrew Weber. Christensen left the game and able to come back in and play at that right guard spot right now. They've kind of owned the line so far here tonight, and that's something for Devils Lake and their head coach, Don Lambert, kind of mentioned it earlier in the week, saying they're big up front, they're physical up front for Fargo South. They go in the end zone, incomplete, looking for a hands guard on a post pattern. That'll stop the clock, and Fargo South can get a first down as they need to get to about the 1-yard line for that first. Nissen now through the air, 4 of 10 for 120 yards and 1 touchdown. And we'll see where the Bruins go here. Play clock at 18 seconds. Fargo South will have one wide receiver in Corbel split up to the left. Near sideline is Hansgaard. Shotgun formation with Sandus and Jones. Jones will follow Sandus. Jones cuts it back in. Touchdown, Fargo South. Jones goes 11 yards for another score. He's got 4 total in the game, and the Bruins now lead at 41-7. 15 carries for 226 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground here for Jones. And Fargo South has had a coming out party here tonight on senior night. The Bruins came in with just 211 yards of total offense so far per game this season, as Dockin the end-over-end kick, 6 for 6 on the night for Dockin, and Fargo South leads it now 42-7. We'll keep it here. Jones with the score for the Bruins, again with 5:59 left to play here in the third, as it's really been, as we get to our postgame and take a look at our player of the game, Jones has been option A, option B, and option C with how quick he is and what he can do once he gets to the edge. But taking a look at Fargo South, and they've just kind of slowly but surely been able to find ways to be close in games, particularly against Red River, found a way to win against Valley City, but by all stretch of the imagination, this is their best game that they've played so far through 2.5 quarters of this season, and what they've been able to do on the offensive end, particularly with Jones at that rushing spot. Again, 226 yards rushing so far for the senior. As we take a look at what's coming up on our post-game show, we'll get to our player of the game, recap what happened in this second half, and see where Fargo South and Devils Lake kind of match up when it comes to the conference standings as well. Dockin will come on and put this one on the tee at the 40-yard line here for the Bruins. End over end kick, and for Bryce Volk will have a chance at this one as he handles it at the 25-yard line and gets taken down at about the 30. It's a good-looking return. Fargo South tonight has had 8 possessions. 6 of them have resulted in touchdowns. 2 of them have resulted in punts. Third quarter, 5:51 left to play in the third. 1st and 10 upcoming for Devils Lake at their own 30-yard line. For the Firebirds, last back end of their schedule was brutal, though, for Devils Lake in terms of what they had in their final 4 games. We'll get to that after this play here as Heilman comes out in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right-hand side. Fargo South with 4 down linemen. They'll bring just 5. And flipping it down the field, is that going to be complete at the 40? Well, there's a flag that comes out, and it looks like where the officials are right now. We never saw any official indication on that one being a reception, but where the officials are and where they're lining it up looks to be a completion, but we will have a penalty on the play, an eligible man downfield as they were looking for the quick screen. And talking about the defensive end that blew that play up, Cole Kagbaugh, the sophomore, just kind of came up, saw that they wanted the quick screen, jumped up in the air, and kind of threw off the penalty right there, or threw off the play for Devils Lake. The Firebirds, that'll be their 6th penalty of the game for 35 yards. So they'll come out 1st down and now 15. 2 wide receivers. This will be a handoff going right up the middle is Brown. Brown able to bring Bruins with him past the 30 to about the 31-yard line for 6 yards on the rush. 8 carries now for 118 yards for Brown. Makes it 2nd down and 1. 2nd down and 9, excuse me. Brown trying to slip out of one Bruin tackle. Gets a couple of yards. Devils Lake again going to that more quick huddle offense, no huddle offense, as Brown now 9 carries and gets 20 yards on the night. 3rd down and 7 here for the Firebirds. A little bit of a low snap. Heilman able to handle it. Heilman now rolls right-hand side getting chased. Heilman trying to look down the field. He gets pushed out of bounds by Fargo South on the far side and trying to chase him down there for his 2nd. Look to be Mason Klein, and that'll be a 4th down upcoming here for Devils Lake as they'll come on and punt this ball away as Heilman got right back to the original line, and that's about it. So again, the clock will continue to wind, barring a penalty or a injury or a timeout, as we are in the mercy rule right now. Here's a line drive end over end kick that'll bounce at the 39-yard line, and Devils Lake will see that take a Firebird roll to the 33 here for the Bruins. So back-to-back punts to start this half for Devils Lake. For Fargo South, they will start with it at their own 32-yard line here for Fargo South, and they'll mark it at the 34, with 3:48 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Fargo South will try to get to, with this win, they would get to 3-2 in East Region play. With this loss, Devils Lake would drop to 3-3. Fargo South would finish the season at Cushman Field in Grand Forks next week as Jones gets met at the line. Reese Brown in on the tackle, makes it 2nd down and long. And you take a look at the contest here for Fargo South, a chance to try to get the back-to-back wins on their schedule. But for Devils Lake, start the season off with a loss against Grafton, 4 consecutive wins against Valley City, Red River, Turtle Mountain, and Grand Forks Central. Then their back half of their schedule got beefed up with North and Wahpeton, and then sometimes not how you played, it's when you played. In Fargo South, probably about as healthy as they are entering play tonight from the start of the season. And then they square off with Jamestown upcoming a week from tonight. Nissen right up the middle. Nissen gets the first down past the 44 to the 45. Able to get 11 yards on that rush. Nissen now 6 carries for 6 yards. Scoreboard update for you between Lisbon and Kindred. It's, Hillsborough Central Valley and Thompson. It's the Burros of HCV 35, Thompson 6. Third quarter play. Late in the third. 1st and 10 here for Fargo South. Play clock down to 15 as they get to line. Shotgun formation again, Semenko. Semenko gets the outside and has 5 yards past the 50 into Firebird territory, past the 48-yard line and taken out the 47. Semenko first rush of the night. And the Bruins right now rolling out a couple of players, able to bring some fresh faces in. And Semenko, a sophomore at 5'9", 170. End of the third quarter, Central Cass leads Fargo Oak Grove 49-14 for the Squirrels. Shotgun formation, handoff. This will go to the right-hand side, and Fargo South able to get the first down, looks like, on the carry for about a couple of yards. That's going to be Sadness. As Sadness able to get to the 43-yard line, 4 yards on the rush. 7 carries now for 34 yards. The Bruins continue to see that clock continue to wind on down as they've taken already 2.5 minutes off the clock that started at their own 34-yard line. One wide receiver, both split out left and right. To left is Hansgaard. Cobrel to the near sideline. Devils Lake at 3-4 front. Handoff, Sandus up the middle, and Sandus fumble, and Devils Lake's going to recover at the 41-yard line. The Firebirds will come out there with Caleb Schneider. Schneider recovers at the 41, and the Firebirds force the first turnover of the game against Fargo South. So good wrap-up right away. Ball pops out, and the Firebirds will start at first down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. 51 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. The Bruins are just running the ball down, just trying to continue to milk some clock and limit the possessions, and Devils Lake exactly what you needed there, able to strip the ball out and come up with it. Now we'll see what the offense can do with great starting field position. Heilman in the gun, fires down the field. That's going to be complete. Coming back on that route was Caleb Schneider. Gets 11 yards in Schneider's first catch of the night. $123 yards passing for Heilman. Chains move, so does the offense. 1st and 10 here at the Bruin 49. Heilman getting out to the outside and sliding down to the 42-yard line to make that reception for the Firebirds. That's going to be Drew Hofstad, as that's able to go to the 42-yard line, so 7 yards on the pitch and catch. Hofstad 5 receptions now for 99 yards, and that'll do it for the third quarter play. So a couple of back-to-back completions. Devils Lake on a little bit of a drive here to start the fourth quarter. We come back on your live event.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsborough, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
As we're back here to start the fourth quarter of play, it's Fargo South 42 and the Devils Lake Firebirds 7. Kindred Vikings lead the Lisbon Broncos. Update for you from Lisbon, 27-8. So Devils Lake with Heilman fumbles the football back at the 45-yard line. Again, fourth quarter here of play between these two teams. On our scoreboard, it does say the third, but again, it is the fourth quarter right now here on senior night for Fargo South High. As it's going to be 3rd and 5 here for the Devils Lake Firebirds. They quickly get to line. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left-hand side. Heilman has all day to throw, goes to the outside, and that's enough for the first down as Schneider's going to have the reception. Pays a little bit for the hit. Corbel unloads on him, but a good gain to about the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pitch and catch here for Devils Lake. And now it's starting to get a little bit colder out where some of those hits start to hit and hurt a little bit more than what you might normally find. 2 receptions for 19 yards. 1st and 10 here for the Devils Lake Firebirds. Again, we're in our fourth quarter with 11:13 left here in regulation. Heilman takes a little drop back, steps up, fires, throws, looks for Hofstad. Hofstad tries to make another catch as he had to come back for the ball. That's going to be incomplete. Fargo South in on the coverage. Seth Koskela makes it 2nd down and 10. So 2nd down and 10 upcoming here as the clock continues to wind again as we're in mercy time. Firebirds will see it. 2 wide receivers split out either side here as Heilman, QB keeper, has the lane. Heilman past the 30, 25, and gets past the 20-yard line to about the 19. Nice play there to the 20. They'll give him 17 yards on the rush. 12 carries now for 6 yards, and Devils Lake concedes. That ball continues to go down the field. Here for the Firebirds, trying to get in the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Heilman flips it out to the outside here, and that's going to be caught. And then getting close to about the 12-yard line is Bryce Volk. 8 yards on the catch. 146 yards passing. Volk right now with 4 catches for 28 yards. 2nd and short. Heilman in the gun. Lofts it into the end zone, looking for the back right pylon, incomplete. Keanu Newton was the intended wide receiver. 3rd and short upcoming here for Devils Lake. The Firebirds score and put it in the end zone. The mercy time would come to a halt here with 6. Devils Lake quickly gets back into the line. Shotgun formation here for Heilman. 2 wide receivers split out both right and left. The Bruins show some pressure. They'll bring 5. Heilman able to break contain for a moment, but coming in, Kobe Jones for the tackle back at the 13-yard line. Jones shows the speed, able to make the tackle for a loss. 4th down now here for the Firebirds. And Devils Lake looks to the far sideline for the play call here. Jones just had himself a really nice night. We've seen him make a number of plays at that middle linebacker spot, and offensively, don't need to say more outside of just get out of the way and let him run. That's what Jones has been able to do, find the crease. We got a timeout on the field. We'll break with him. 8:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter. It's 42-7. Devils Lake looking to get back on the board here late in the fourth on your live event.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I'll make sure, again, we're back at it tomorrow afternoon. A couple of games on your live event, 9B postseason football. Finley, Sharon Hope Page at Weimar Lidgerwood at 1 o'clock. And the opening round, the road to the Dakota Bowl, officially starts tomorrow in 9-man football. And then we have EDC volleyball at 12:30, West Fargo at Fargo Davies, number 3 and number 4 respectively in the conference. So that should be a good one at Fargo Davies High School tomorrow at 12:30. Chase Miller with you alongside with Reggie Funk here at Senior Night at Fargo South. After the timeout by Devils Lake, Firebirds will come out. I formation, Heilman with a hard count, trying to get the Bruins to jump offside. Brown goes right up the middle. Brown getting tossed around, trying to see if they give him enough for the first. They do. So Brown gets 4 yards and just enough for the change to get the first down. 10 carries now for 24 yards. First and goal upcoming here for Devils Lake. With this result, the Firebirds will drop to 4-4 on this season and 3-3 in East Region play. Devils Lake, taking a look back, made the playoffs 4 consecutive years in what was formerly then 11 AA football, but they never got past the quarterfinals in the last 4 years. First down and goal. Heilman goes back under center. One wide receiver either side. We see if they go for the fade to Hofstad. Hofstad going out. There it is, the fade back left of the pylon. And that just come down with the catch, or is it an interception? They're going to say it's an interception for Fargo South. The Bruins able to come up with that one to the back left-hand side. That's going to be Locker. Well, Locker was going one-on-one with Hofstad on the outside, and both came down with possession, and Locker was able to rip it away just at the last minute, and it's going to be a pick. The second interception off Heilman tonight, and Fargo South is able to come up with the stop. So 3 possessions, 2 punts, and a pick here in the second half for Devils Lake. Fargo South will have their first possession of the quarter with 7:50 left to play here in regulation. Bringing some fresh faces now into the contest here are the Bruins. If they get past the 23 to about the 24-yard line, that's Semenko in on the carry. Second down and 6 upcoming. Fargo South, though, able to best particular. Again, they came in with 6 touchdowns this season. They had 6 touchdowns just tonight alone. So offensively, it's the wrong time, kind of a buzzsaw of a team if you're the Devils Lake Firebirds on this particular contest, as Fargo South continues to roll forward past the 30 to about the 33-yard line on the rush. Does that look like Sandus was in on that one, able to get a couple more yards for the sophomore. But with this result, and barring what happens in your other scores, Devils Lake will drop to 3-3. Fargo South will be 3-2, and they own to head over Wahpeton. But again, it's QRF that'll determine the top 4 in the seed line once we get to the postseason. And here's Nissen, and Nissen looked like he was going to go down once but twice, gets past the 50 and to the 44-yard line. So 20 yards on the rush for Nissen. Now 7 carries on the night for 26 yards, and the clock continues to wind. Now with 6:20 and counting left here in regulation. The Bruins, first time since 1984 that they missed the playoffs last year when they went 3-4 on the season. 2 years ago, they went 6-4 and lost to Century in the quarterfinals, and they lost to Century in the quarters in 2018 as well. First down and 10 here for Fargo South. Sandus, handoff right up the middle. Sandus gets past the 40-yard line, tripped up to about the 37. In on the tackle, Dalton Lewick, the sophomore, in on the tackle, but not before Sandus is able to get 6 yards. Well, Fargo South will continue their winning streak to 18 straight over Devils Lake. Last time the Firebirds won was October 20th of 1995. Last time these two teams met was 5 years ago in 2016. South won 14-6 when both teams were in the formerly the EDC in Class 3A in high school football. Second down and 4. This one gets past the 33-yard line to about the 32. Good rush on the way again by the Bruins. This one by Semenko to the 32-yard line. Able to get 6 yards on the rush. 3 carries for now 17 yards, and every time you kind of look down, another minute goes off the clock, under 5 minutes to play. Game that kicked off at 7:03, so we'll see if we can finish this one off in about 2 hours flat here tonight on senior night. One wide receiver split on either side. Nissen again in the shotgun formation. Firebirds a 3-down lineman. Playing that 3-4 defense. 5 men at the line. Semenko with it up the middle. Semenko has a crease. Semenko bouncing off of Firebirds to the 15. 17 yards on the rush. 4 carries for 34 yards now for Semenko, and we'll have to do some research here and find out the last time Fargo South was able to win a football game by this much of a wide margin of victory as they've done it tonight, and the opposite for the Devils Lake Firebirds. As Fargo South right now on full cylinders in a squad that with this win one step closer to making the postseason. First down and 10 under 4 minutes to play. Bruins knocking at the door yet again. Semenko handoff. Semenko gets to the 10-yard line, to the 5-yard line, and he's down close to the 1. Looks like he's going to be taken down at about the 2. 13 yards on the rush. 5 carries now for 47 yards. Take a look at last year for the Bruins. They shut out Grand Forks Red River 28-0 and beat Grand Forks Central 50, make that 42-15. In some of their lopsided victories last season. First and goal here for Fargo South. They have 13 seconds left on the play clock. Bruins will have a shotgun formation. A little bit of a broken play. Nissen, though, is going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Fargo South. There is your exclamation point with 2:58 left to play in the fourth quarter. Nissen runs in for his second rushing touchdown tonight, and Fargo South now with a new score leads at 48-7. Nissen a 2-yard rushing touchdown. The Bruins have scored now in every quarter. For Devils Lake, this would be their most lopsided game. Take a look at last year. They lost to St. Mary's 38-0, Beulah 35-0. Lost to St. Mary's 54-0 as well last season. Dockin misses the point after attempt, but still Fargo South with the advantage and the lead right now as they handle a 48-7 lead with 2:11 left to play in this one, as the clock will come to a stop here in between possessions, and Devils Lake will get ready for one more opportunity on the offensive side. Fargo South right now, if you're Coach Tyler Kozel, got to love what you've seen. Healthy Kobe Jones and what he does for that offense. Also good to see Tyler Christensen back out there after kind of rolling an ankle a little bit in the first half of play. But the offensive line, defensive line, they brought the pressure. Sometimes you just have the right score, and sometimes you just have the right game plan, and that's exactly what happened here tonight for Fargo South going up against Devils Lake. As Fargo South will come on. Again, 48-7 Bruins after Dockin missed the PAT this year. That's just his second point after attempt miss. A junior kicker, as you take a look at next year, very similar to what Emmett Kenny was for Fargo Shanley, who ended up in the Power 5 conference in Stanford. Kind of what you're going to see potentially for Dockin. Has another summer to continue to grow, and don't know if he'll be up to the Power 5 level, but a guy that when you put him on the field, you feel like from a kicking position, whether it's a 30, 40, or 45-yarder, he's got the leg, the range to get there, and that can be such an absolute weapon in high school football. 2:06 left to play for Devils Lake. They've had 5 punts tonight, a couple of interceptions, turnover on downs, a touchdown and a half. For Fargo South, they've able in this contest 9, make that 4 touchdowns in the first, 3 in the second, 2 punts and a fumble. Final, Central Cass wins over Fargo Oak Grove 56-21. Squirrels, the number 2 seed in the Southeast region. We'll find out officially what time and where they'll play again coming up next week. Devils Lake with one of their best rushers of the night on that one. Reggie Kavanaugh able to get the 10-yard rush for the Firebirds. Brings up first down and 10. So Kavanaugh able to get into the book for tonight. And Reggie, a 5'7" sophomore at 140 yards rushing. First and 10, Bruins with 4 down linemen. Shotgun formation again here for the Firebirds. This one goes to the left-hand side for Devils Lake. We do have a flag that comes out the 30, and the Firebirds able to get to the 37-yard line on the rush. That's Bo Brodina, the sophomore at 6 foot. We'll see what the penalty is on. Kindred defeats Lisbon 33-8. That's a final. The Vikings will be a seed in 11B football. This will be a personal foul on Fargo South, of face mask, so add it to the 7-yard rush. Fargo South with 7 penalties now for 60 yards on the night. And Devils Lake will have it at midfield. First down and 10. Under a minute to play here in regulation. The Firebirds will close off the year at home against Jamestown a week from tonight. This one gets bounced to the outside, and for the Firebirds, a good rush here by Kavanaugh yet again. Able to get past the 45-yard line to about the 42, 7 yards on the rush. For now, 17 yards total for Kavanaugh. And the Firebirds back end of the schedule, they kind of had to go through that old murderer's row of North, Wahpeton, and South right now on a bad night to play the Bruins, and not going to get any easier when Jamestown comes into town next week. Second down here for Devils Lake. I formation, handoff. This goes to the left-hand side for the Firebirds, and going a little bit more is Lunick past the 20-yard line to about the 15-yard line, and that one is going to be in the book, and Fargo South officially wins it 48-7 after a 25-yard rush there by Lunick on this particular game. For the Fargo South Bruins, they see Devils Lake drop to 4-4 on the season, 3-3 in the East. For Fargo South, they improved to 2-5 on the season, and now 3-2 in East Region play. Our post-game show is coming up next. Again, your final: Fargo South 48, Devils Lake 7. We'll put a bow and a capper on this when we come back here on your live event.
I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton, or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
As we come back here again, your final in high school football tonight on senior night for Fargo South High. They win it over the Devils Lake Firebirds by a final of 48-7 here from Fargo South High School on a very dominant night for head coach Tyler Kozel. Let's take a look at the final numbers in this one. Fargo South with a season best, 474 yards of offense, thanks in part to Mr. Kobe Jones. 16 carries, 224 yards, and 3 touchdowns on top of 1 reception for 36 yards. Jones from the line of scrimmage had 250 total yards and 4 touchdowns tonight here for the Fargo South Bruins. Kobe Nissen then rushing 7 carries for 26 yards. Through the air finishes 4 of 9 for 120 yards and a touchdown. Sadness with 9 carries for 47 yards, and Semenko 5 carries for 47. Kessel 2 catches for 47 yards. Hansgaard 1 for 37 and a score, and Jones again 1 for 36 and a touchdown, but 474 yards of total offense, 354 on the ground here for the Bruins. The Bruins offensively with 1 turnover, a fumble, 7 penalties for 60 yards. For the Devils Lake Firebirds, they would finish with 229 yards of offense with 146 coming through the air. Heilman goes 14, make that 11 of 22 for 146 yards, 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown. Heilman 13 carries for just 4 yards. Brown 10 carries for 26 yards on the night. Inget 1 for 2. Then you got Lunick in there, 1 for 27, Brodeen 1 for 7, and Kavanaugh 7 of 14 here for the Devils Lake Firebirds. Hofstad receiving 5 catches for 99 yards and a touchdown. Schneider 2 for 19, then Bryce Volk was able to get 4 for 28. Devils Lake 6 penalties for 35 yards, and they had 2 turnovers in the contest here for the Firebirds. Again, your final 48-7. Fargo South with the win. The Bruins get a 39-yard rushing touchdown from Jones with 10:50 left to play in the third. Jones got an 11-yard rushing score with 5:59 left to play in the third. Then Nissen put the one on top in the fourth quarter. The final score of the game with 2:58 left to play in regulation, a 2-yard rushing touchdown. We're back after this with our player of the game and take a look ahead to put the final segment on a very convincing win on senior night for Fargo South here on your live event. School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
As we're back here again, your final on your live event, 48-7 Fargo South over Devils Lake. And without question, your player of the game goes to a senior on senior night. Kobe Jones has been battling a little bit of an injury, but looks awfully good since that Fargo North game where he got a little banged up. For the 5'10 senior, finished with a bevy of tackles on defense at middle linebacker, 250 total yards of offense, and 4 touchdowns here for Kobe Jones as the Fargo South Bruins improved to 3-5 now on this season and 3-2 in East Region play. Devils Lake now drops to 4-4 and 3-3 in East Region play. So it'll be interesting to see how the QRF comes out upcoming on Monday and where everything balances itself out here in East Region football. As we get some other scores that are coming in here on this Friday night, as we will break these down for you. Here's some finals. Bowman County over Beulah out west in 11B football, 34-8 a final. Hillsborough Central Valley over Thompson, 41-10. Central Cast no problem over Oak Grove, 56-21. Kindred over Lisbon, 33-8. Shanley gets by Grand Forks Red River, 49-7. A final down at that contest. Wahpeton over Turtle Mountain, 69-34 a final. And how about this? Cheyenne, after losing to Bismarck Century back-to-back Dakota Bowl in the championship, they get a little revenge tonight. The Mustangs 14, Bismarck Century scoreless. So the Mustangs pitch a shutout, and now a 40-plus game losing streak came to an end to Langdon a couple weeks ago, and a 28-game losing streak comes to an end as well, or winning streak comes to an end here with Bismarck Century. On behalf of Reggie Funk, I'm Chase Miller. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching high school football here on your live event. Again, playoff football tomorrow. Waimea Lidge will host Finley Sharon Hope Page. That game will be at 1 o'clock in 9B playoff football, and then we'll have EDC volleyball tomorrow for a Saturday matinee at 12:30. It's going to be West Fargo at Fargo Davies at 12:30. On behalf of Reggie Funk, I'm Chase Miller. Again, your final from Fargo South. South wins at 48-7 on senior night here on your live event.